MIT. Didn't you get accepted to MIT?
No, I got into Harvard.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No. It was Harvard Stanford and then it's DSE,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
exactly. So Harvard was my backup school, like I said in the video.
He's joking.
Oh.
This goes like,
you had me here.
What is this episode? I don't even know. 5? 6?
One?
The year?
It's our first one. Oh, the year.
Oh, the year. Anyways.
Something.
Let's talk about the movie experiences, because I know we pretty much went to the movies. We watched Spider-Man. So how did you guys feel about...
Big blockbuster of last year.
Yes. So how was that experience for you guys?
So for me, it was like Endgame all over again. You know, Endgame came out right before COVID, like a year before COVID shutdowns, right?
Yeah, I think it was April 2019.
Yeah. So it's like a huge experience, right? Everyone in the crowd's reacting and stuff like that. And it was just having a great time. And I believe the Spider-Man movie just recreated all that over again. So it was pretty cool.
For Endgame, I went to a more uppity type of like movie theater. For Endgame, I'm sorry, for the Spider-Man one, I went to just a regular AMC. And it was like super, super crowded. It was fun, but crowded.
Was assigned seating a thing before COVID?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how the AMC's, yeah.
Okay, maybe I have always gone to the cheap movies like Regal or something, because I don't remember. I thought assigned seating was a thing for like during COVID, like it kind of happened, or maybe a little bit before COVID. But I remember that being one of the biggest changes that I really love, because of that you were saying that about the lines. Mm-hmm. Ever since, at least since I've been to the movies where there has been assigned seating, I've never have to like deal with lines anymore.
Or like camp out, spend all day waiting.
Right.
Yeah, no Black Friday experiences.
I want to say that that's true. It's been a long time since I've, gone in line and waited for like hours to go to watch a movie. I feel like I've almost even forgotten when was the last time I
because you don't.
I went to the movie theaters without assigned seating. I can't remember.
Yeah, the kids watching this are gonna be like, "What?
What?
We always have assigned seating now." Yeah.
Yeah, or even waiting out to watch a movie at midnight. Now they have the showings a little earlier.
I know. I remember I waited in line to watch Home Alone 3.
Really?
So,
is that your favorite movie of all time?
Yeah. That was a long time ago. But
I have never watched Home Alone 3. I actually just found out about it like this last month.
Oh, because you didn't know about it, or you made it a mission to never watch it?
No.
It was so bad?
No. Well, okay. Home Alone 3, I think that's one. I guess they switched the actor. Right?
Yeah, it's a completely different kid.
So maybe that's why I didn't know that was. I thought it was like a spoof on Home Alone.
Right.
Because
like it's like a movie or something.
Yeah. Because I just didn't know. Like it was literally in Christmas that my wife and I were like scrolling through like movies to watch, for Christmas, and then we saw. I was like, oh, Home Alone 3 and 4.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say there's even like a fourth one, right? Yeah, the fourth one I haven't. I can't believe we're talking about 3 and 4. But
okay,
yeah, like
Spider-Man Home Alone. Sorry.
Right.
That makes sense. So yeah, the Home Alone 3 one came out like in 98 or 99. It's been like
so it's old. Oh
yeah.
And also the other thing is that now you see the movies that are being shown on theaters within a month. Now they're like in Disney Plus, because I just saw. I mean, at the time of this recording, I think Eternals just became available for Disney Plus.
Yeah,
really?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, this is crazy. So they're actually making 2 versions that you're able to watch. So they have an IMAX enhanced version with Dolby Atmos, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, if you have like a 4K TV with HDR and if you have like
soundbar,
the soundbar with the
Dolby Atmos,
the Dolby Atmos, you pretty much get your movie experience.
There you go.
Nice. You can charge people to come to your living room.
Assigned seating.
Yes, 6 feet apart.
Popcorn and everything. The movie that we all watched was Spider-Man. It is the latest Spider-Man movie. Big hype, I think, for the movie. I want to ask, because Jona and I went together. And actually, you and I went together as well.
Oh, you guys went together?
Yeah. So
Impression, right?
it just damn, he had to find out sooner or later. Actually, you had seen it already 3 times.
Yeah, that is true.
So this is the guy that watches the movie 3 times in a row.
Back to back.
Yeah.
To back to back.
I mean,
to back.
it was so good. Like,
Yeah, nice.
how can you not?
You're just the biggest Marvel fan. That's why. Was that your first time in Dolby Theater?
To be honest, I never even pay attention to that. I just go and to
You would know
whatever.
by the seats.
Maybe Endgame because I remember
Falling asleep.
it was and I was all comfy and it was kind of loud.
With the blanket.
Hot
No,
cocoa.
maybe if it wasn't the first one, it was maybe the second time.
Okay.
But that's it. I can't, outside of like these Marvel movies, I can't remember like going out of my way to like, oh yeah, I gotta make sure it's Dolby or IMAX or stuff like that. I just go to the movies.
Yeah, so this is my 3rd or 4th time at a Dolby Theater.
Dolby Theater.
And I will say, though, the first time so I watched Spider-Man twice. One was with Cisco and one was with you. I hate you, Cisco.
What?
Because I was sitting basically on the first
Unrelated.
row. No, this is completely related because, we order. Actually, it wasn't your fault. I think you were having problems actually getting the tickets because we got like 8 tickets at the end?
Yeah.
Or 10? Maybe it was more.
No, I think it was 8, and I was trying to get 9.
9.
And they only allowed for 8.
You got
8.
too greedy.
Yeah, they sold out quick.
Yeah, they
And
sold
it
out.
was hard to get.
And I remember you said like it like froze on you or something, or you were having some difficulties getting.
The sites were crashing.
Yeah, you know what? That happened to me. Well, so we got tickets. We were able to get them, but we showed up to, the day of, and when we got there was like this long ass line, and then there was a lady of AMC or whatever, like right up front, and she told her like, oh, like what time is your function or whatever. It was like, oh, 6:30. We're like, oh, well, yeah, that is not, that showing is not happening. Like,
What
there's
happened?
something going on with our digital files or whatever.
Wow.
So you guys are asked out, and we're like, what the hell? So we had to go through the whole process of like canceling, getting reimbursement, like then just getting more tickets for a different showing.
Damn.
later that day.
They didn't compensate you any more than that?
They gave us tickets. They gave us 8 tickets
Oh.
for.
That's
But
good.
we
Whatever.
still which was pretty good. We still haven't used them. I'm afraid to show up and them being like fake.
I go to the movies with him and he still makes me pay. And he has 8 tickets available.
Well, we didn't want to risk it. We
didn't want to risk it. We didn't want to risk it.
But sorry, I stopped you. You were saying like you got too greedy and you wanted to get a 9th ticket.
Oh, because, well, I was getting for
Yeah.
family and friends. Yeah, for this movie, we're like, or at least I was like, we all got to go watch it together the night of. Avoid spoilers and
Is it like a
stuff
family
that.
tradition to do that?
Well, for my family, yeah. We usually see the Marvel movies the midnight or the night they come out or the morning after.
So yeah, it was kind of like a thing where like, yeah, we should all watch it together. But sadly, I think the way, as the seats were getting taken, I think it was me, my brother, and another friend basically ended up in the first row. And I was hoping like Dolby, because for people that haven't been to Dolby, they're basically the reclining seats. You get your own cup holder, like armrest on both sides. You're not trying to fight anybody. Like they're spacious, and recliners.
Mm-hmm.
So you would think that there's less seats, so maybe the seats in the front aren't as close to the front of the screen. So I was like, oh, it'll be fine. And it's also not it's not like the IMAX screen too. Like IMAX is also a little bit bigger. Like Dolby is a little bit smaller, but good quality video, I guess.
Yeah, and sound.
So I was hoping, I was like, oh, it's going to be fine. But here I am in the middle of the movie. And, there's a lot of scenes. Like I remember one in particular where I think in the scene, they put both of their phones, like, Spider-Man is talking to what's her name? MJ. And they both have their phones. And I remember just telling my brother, I was like, dude, like you look at that phone and I look at this phone, and then later on he'd like tell me what the hell happened, because I couldn't, dude. I was so close.
You were also on the phone with your brother. You were like, tell me what's going on your side.
Yeah, no, we were next to each other, but that would have been hilarious. I actually hate the people, dude. Oh, dude, when was this? we were watching Shang-Chi. I don't know if this came out in the previous episode, but I'm gonna say it again because it's a dude. Put your damn phone away if you're in the movies. Like, I understand you having your phone out before the movie, maybe during a couple of the trailers. Actually, the trailers get a little iffy. Like, I think by then I expect people to put their phones away. Because the Dolby Theater seats are also a little bit more pricey, right? It's not like...
Oh, yeah.
They're kind of... The lady that was watching the show, like, next to us had a kid. In my mind, I was like, oh, man, this is going to ruin the movie, you know, because she has a kid. The kid was wonderful. The lady was so obnoxious. She had her phone out basically the whole time. Like, it was just annoying. Like, she was calling people. Like, the kid was...
Oh, not just like, you know, scrolling on Instagram.
No.
She was like on phone call?
I mean, her flash came like on like one time, so she was probably like taking a picture or something. Like,
Ooh.
She was filming the whole movie.
I know, yeah, but like...
No, but she took a picture at like some point in the middle of the freaking theater. So, anyways, that's my little rant about put your phone away. I mean, they put a freaking trailer on it. So, anyways, we're in the front. I got super dizzy the first time. I don't think I enjoyed the movie, but the action scenes, I could barely tell what was happening. Besides, I would see Spider-Man here, Spider-Man there, and then you have Tobey Maguire. Like, and that made it harder because now you have the 3 Spider-Mans.
Yeah,
it's
you're
kind
trying
of
to watch all 3 at the same time.
It's kind of hard to tell who is who unless you have a good grasp of the costume.
Yeah, because they almost have the same costume.
Yeah, dude, and it was tough.
Yeah, same. The first time, similar to what you just said, I was also like sitting in the front. I was, I've never really have a good time, you know, whenever I'm up front, and this one.
Oh, I thought you were going to say at the movie, say never have a good time while I'm at the front.
No, like when I'm at the front row, and this time it wasn't too bad, but it was just the classic, you know, when I felt like I was like,
your neck
like that, just like my neck was killing me.
Well, at least with the recliners, you can go like all the way back.
Yeah,
helps a little bit.
Still, it's rough.
Are you kidding me? That was like the best part.
This is basically you having to get seats again from not being able to go to the first function or the first showing that they had. Right?
Yeah.
So you were stuck with those seats, regardless.
Sure. And it was like, okay, we're here. We're have to watch it today. So whatever. Yeah, let's get those tickets.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if it's age, dude, but I can't do the midnight showings that you were saying anymore. I would literally fall asleep. I fell asleep. I can't remember if it was the first Avengers or the second Avengers, but why are you laughing?
Because I fall asleep too.
Oh, this guy fell asleep on Spider-Man when we went.
The second time, yeah.
Oh, the second time.
The second time.
I can relate to that.
Yeah, they were too comfy.
I text him before, just FYI, just because I didn't know if he had gone to the Dolby seats. I was like, the seats recline. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you knew, but I just decided to tell you.
I didn't. I've been to other movie theaters where, you know, they have recliners. I just didn't know that because I didn't buy the tickets. I was just like, all right, we're going.
So when I told you $50 a seat, you didn't question.
I mean, that's how expensive movie theaters are here.
Inflation.
So, whatever. Inflation. So it's like, it is what it is. Like and subscribe. So yeah, but I didn't know until you texted me. Yeah.
I texted him like, just FYI, if you don't know, the seats recline. And he's like, oh, sweet, I'm going to fall asleep. I'm thinking that he's joking. And then we finished the movie, and then the wife tells us that he was falling asleep and he was almost kind of snoring like during the movie. So then
I took an elbow to a rib.
That's why you had a drink or two when you sat down for the previews?
3.
There you go. That's another cool thing that most of at least the AMC theaters, they all like sell alcohol.
Like alcohol, yeah, for sure. That's a must for me.
Yeah.
I cannot go back. When I go to a movie theater, they have to have alcohol.
They're getting fancy though, because now they have like craft, well, at least here in San Diego. I mean, by now pretty much every San Diegan expects to have like craft beer at every establishment. Yeah. So it's like, I think now they have craft beer, and then they also have like
special drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, for this one, they had a electro drink and then a Spider-Man drink.
Ah, sick.
Yeah, I tried both of them.
Nice.
Pretty good.
Yeah, even
where's my drink? When did you have these? Actually, I don't remember when did you.
No, it was the second time I went.
It was pre-gaming.
He knew that. Yeah. He knew that. You know, he had to like buy us some.
It was like 9 of us, so I would have to buy each of you a drink.
Yeah, no, we get pricey.
$12 a piece
with inflation. Yeah,
with inflation. No, dude, $12 a piece.
Theaters?
No, it can't be that cheap, right? Toby's like popcorn.
Nah,
It's
I
like
want to say
cheaper.
like a beer or like a drink, like that. It's probably like
at
$12.
Petco, a craft beer, I think it's
Yeah.
$12.
There's
Or it used to be. I don't know.
There's $14 ones.
Okay, but I'm guessing
But
they're like
yeah,
the stouts.
It's in that range. But even like at the lower end per se of like movie theaters, like Ultra Star, like those ones where like tickets are like $6-7 or something. Even there they have like craft beers, which is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. And then I found this out the first time we went to Spider-Man because you order your food ahead
Oh yeah,
and you just picked it up. I didn't know that was a thing.
you can set a
You did
time
that
for
too?
it.
Yeah.
Huh?
Like the first time we went, you just get it online and you just show up like a boss.
I didn't know that. Yeah, so you don't have to make line or anything. You just.
Lines are
Yeah.
a thing of the past.
Yeah.
But how does that even work? Because the popcorns, they pretty much have to still pour it, right? Or like,
Whatever time you set, that's when they set the food out in your little designated pickup area.
oh,
Yeah. So if you're running a little late, it's gonna get cold. But I think
but
it still
popcorn.
has. I think it still
popcorn
has a
is-
heater, lights.
I
heating
think for
lights.
popcorn it doesn't matter. For a pretzel or like a pizza, I guess.
Popcorn, at least for me.
Really? It can be
I
out
don't
there.
really like cold popcorn.
I feel like I always end up eating the popcorn like within the first 10 minutes of the
Oh,
movie.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
it.
same here. Like in the trailer
Yeah.
portion of it, I'm done with the food.
Yeah,
Like,
dude. Huh? And I think
Because
we're
they're
talking
so long too. Like
Oh yeah.
I don't know if this was there were like so many freaking movies going on or what the hell is. But I felt like the trailer part of the experience lasted for like
Like a
40
half hour
minutes or
or
something. Like it took forever.
And then all the movies are backed up, so they have to promote them.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to the movies a few times last year, and I was just getting tired of the same old trailers, especially that Kingsman, the Kingsman.
Oh
There's a
yeah,
new
that
movie.
one. Yeah.
Dude, I've seen that preview just so many times. Like,
Sorry, mister. You should get A-list, dude.
Oh.
I still insist. So this guy does like movies. Well, I think
Where?
most of our friends like movies.
reviews, or what do you mean? He does movies.
No, he does like movies.
and going to the movie
And
theaters.
going to the movie
That's a whole
theaters.
other thing too, because a lot of people are like switching over to the home experience,
Yeah.
like we were touching on earlier.
Investing on home theaters and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, I actually don't have a big preference. Like I enjoy also watching the movies at home, but if it's a movie that I really want to watch and if it's not available on streaming, I will watch on the theaters. And or if the movie, if I feel like the movie has that cinematography, right, that it's really worth watching in a movie theater,
Yeah.
or like it's like worth it, then I would want to go
Yeah,
to a
same.
theater. So like the Marvel movies, they do really cool like special effects and all that stuff. So in a way, it does make it worth it to me to like go watch them in the movie theaters. I'm not gonna go watch Grown Ups to the movie theaters.
Right,
Sorry,
yeah.
Adam Sandler.
Grown-Ups 3.
I'm really sorry, Adam Sandler.
This doesn't come on
Yeah.
Netflix anyways. All his movies are on Netflix.
Yeah,
now.
He is one of my favorite comedians, though. Sorry,
I'm the same way. Like I'll go to the movie theater for if it's like for the premiere type of stuff or like the hype or whatever.
Yeah.
But other than that, I just rather stay at home.
So going back to the trailers, though, what was your favorite trailer before Spider-Man? He fell asleep.
Like, what?
So-
I was already
so-
sleeping. He was on his second drink at that time.
Yeah. Of water.
Water.
I'm trying to remember. I know there was the Uncharted, the Kingsman, Sonic,
Morbius, that one's popping up now.
Oh yeah, that
Spider-Man
looked pretty
related.
cool.
Kind of.
They also had,
well, I can't
Matrix.
remember which one. It was. I don't know. Probably Uncharted looked pretty cool. The Sonic one, I haven't even seen the first one.
I like the first one.
But I thought the trailer, at least that I saw for the second one, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I can tell you which one I thought it was ridiculous.
Watch what you're saying.
It was that movie called like Ambulance or something.
Oh, dude, yeah.
God.
What was that,
What a
dude?
horrible movie, dude.
That
was
was
it about?
horrible.
One, it's a
It was about an ambulance.
It's a long ass trailer where they basically, show you all the cool scenes of the movie. So I feel like I don't even have
You
have to
already saw
watch
it.
it.
Basically, the scene I think is like he's going. Somebody gets shot and it's like
yeah.
criminal, and then like the trailer they show the guy and the girl's like, "I'm still gonna rescue you." Like
Yeah,
you don't even know who I am, and it's like
They're
the
bank
am-
robbers.
Yeah,
And the cops kind of foil their plans, and then they have to steal or hijack a ambulance.
Yeah.
That
To
type
get
of
away.
like action movie, like with that like over the board type of like that's not my style for starters. So that's why that one was like this movie sucks. Like,
hey, but they got creative with the title.
Oh my god,
that's probably the best part.
they could at least put it backwards, like when you see an ambulance.
Oh,
Yeah, I guess you should come up with the title.
Hire me.
Something more believable like Uber. It should have
Yeah, shit, so much cheaper.
so much cheaper too.
Go to
Anyway.
the ER in the Uber.
to top it all off, I don't know if you noticed, but like that time we went, like they showed it they showed
Twice.
the trailer
Twice.
That's right, that was-
back
No way.
back to back. I was like, what the fuck?
And it was not even like a different trailer. It was the exact same
one.
trailer, dude.
Yeah.
And I remember looking at my wife and I was like, isn't this like what we just watched? Or is this like a different trailer that I didn't notice? Yeah. that was
It's
so-
part 2. It's coming out like the day after.
Oh, God. Hopefully not. Dude, for me, the Sonic one, so I never watched the first Sonic after the whole Sonic fiasco and how they made him look and how they had to rework it. Because honestly, like, I think, do you guys agree the first version of Sonic was,
Horrendous, scary.
yeah,
Something out of your nightmares.
yeah.
Yeah.
And even my nightmares, that would look better than the. I know they redid it, but I didn't want to watch it because I am a big Sonic. Like, I love Sonic, especially on my Sega, like playing it as a kid, and the cartoon as well. So I didn't want to watch it. But do you guys say it's good then?
You didn't like bother to look at the reviews or anything?
No.
Well, for something he loves, he's
Well, like I said, because I was like,
Yeah.
I mean, how can they? I mean, I'm still amazed that they were able to rework so much so fast.
It was just Sonic. It was just like
It was just
just
the
a CGI
one
thing you got to
character,
replace. Yeah,
Dude, it's not easy.
yeah, but
I mean, I know they have
it's
the
easier
money.
than reshooting though.
Yeah, for me, I guess it's like, if it's probably not like the biggest budget movie,
Right.
and then having to do rework in a short amount of time,
Yeah.
you do kind of have that fear of like, in what did they compromise? But then I saw the trailer, the second trailer that came out, while we were
looks
waiting,
cool.
and it
After
looks
the change.
really good.
especially with Jim Carrey in it. Like
Jim
that.
Carrey. I mean, I was excited for the
Jim
movie
Carrey.
from Jim Carrey
Yeah,
since the beginning, but yeah.
Yeah, I saw that one when it came out. It was the last movie I saw right before the shutdown. So it was the last movie I saw in theaters in 2020. And yeah, it was pretty good. I went with my parents and even they liked it.
That does say something.
Mhm.
Yeah, but for me, I have to say my favorite trailer, I think you guys can guess, it was Uncharted.
Mhm.
Now,
No, I thought you were going to say Matrix.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
yeah, that came out too. Yeah.
I'm not going to talk much about it.
The only comment I have about the Uncharted one was not necessarily about it, but it was, I don't like when they show trailers of movies with the same actor in it. It just takes away from the magic of it.
I'll add to that, but anyways, Matrix.
Matrix.
This is
I
just
thought
the
you didn't
only
want to
thing.
talk about it.
I don't want to talk
Real
about
quick.
it, but I am disappointed at the Matrix. As big as a fan that I am, going back to Uncharted, the only thing about Tom Holland being on it, and even this is how crazy it is, because my wife doesn't really follow Uncharted, or she doesn't really play video games, but she every now and then she watches me play, and she knows that I like that series, and she's all like, "Isn't Tom Holland a little too young to play him?"
Oh, wow. Even she knew.
And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
But I want to see where they take it, because there's parts of the video game where they put him younger.
Mhm.
So I just don't know how they're gonna play it. So hopefully they do something fun with it. But
It's not seems petty, but I mean, it's
Yeah.
just something like personal, because you're there to watch Spider-Man movie,
And they know
then
also
the same
throw
actor. It's
Tom
like
Holland.
in the trailer. It's like,
what about you?
Yeah, with trailers, I was going to say, like, I don't know. I just watch them online. Like, they, they put them on YouTube and stuff. So
Mhm.
I see them, like, before they even come out, before I even go to the movie theaters.
I'm careful when I watch trailers, because I
Yeah.
feel like there has been times where I know they try really hard not to spoil something, but sometimes if you watch trailer 1, 2, 3, and 4 from the same movie, you can kind of start putting two things together, and
Mhm.
especially if you know a little bit of the series, it could really
Mm-hmm.
spoil.
it for you.
Yeah.
Just wait to watch it.
Yeah, I'll just wait. Like Spider-Man, I don't think I watched any trailers. The only stuff that I watched or knew about is the stuff that you commented here during the podcast, as far as the posters and stuff. Like I really
Okay.
don't look at any of that stuff. Maybe that's a good segue into the Spider-Man movie itself. I want to hear what Jonah has to say first.
No, he was asleep. Like the movie.
I fell asleep at the beginning.
What did you think overall?
So I guess my experience was, I guess, not unique, but I went just like, I don't know what's the word, but without watching previous Spider-Man movies. Like I didn't watch. I've watched basically. Okay, let me reiterate.
So when we talked about it that one time, no, I'm not interested at all.
Yeah, pretty much. None of the new ones.
The Tom Holland.
Yeah,
movies.
the Tom Holland ones. I've watched the other ones.
Andrew Garfield
but not the Tom Holland ones.
Besides like the Avengers when he comes out.
Right, yeah. Besides that. So I just went like, head first into this movie.
Yeah.
But as I said in the video, they usually do a good job where I was not the only moment I was lost was at the beginning because the whole Mysterio or whatever went,
right.
And I was like, who the fuck is that guy? Like, what the hell are they talking about? But it's not rocket science to
you can put it together.
And then after that, it's like, well, all right. I felt like I didn't, I understood everything. Obviously there were probably like things here and there where, either if you've watched the movies or you're a big fan, you're like, oh, wow, shit. You're picking up on like, things here and there. But just as an outsider where without having watched all the movies, I felt like I still, I didn't fall asleep the first time, so that says a lot. It was cool. It was entertaining.
So overall,
I liked it. Overall,
thumbs up.
Yeah, for sure.
Jonah approve. Like 1 out of 5, where would you rate this? 5 being the best.
Probably at 4, just because in that.
In the context.
In that context, for example, like I would give a 5 out of 5 to Endgame.
Gotcha.
But this movie was, I thought it was great. But of course, Endgame is so crazy that, it has everyone in it. So it's kind of hard to, top that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked it.
4 out of 5.
It was cool.
Yeah. And then having seen the other Spider-Mans, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, you got at least those references when they came out?
I think so.
Or you have only seen those movies like once?
Probably, yeah. I've seen them. Like the Tobey Maguire. Well, I mean, it's been a long time since I watched them. As a kid, as they're coming out, I really love those movies.
Yeah.
Then after that, the Andrew Garfield. I didn't go to the movie theaters to watch them. I watched them like much later,
like in
time
Blu-ray
where,
or
like
DVD,
Netflix or whatever.
On
Like,
TV.
VHS.
VHS.
Those,
That old.
and then that was it. So. Like I said, I don't know if I was able to pick up like every single little thing, as I was watching like live. Later on, of course, my wife filled me in. I was like, oh, you picked this and that and that and whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, it makes sense. But even without having to pick all the little details on the first go, it's still, a fun movie. It's cool. It has enough action to keep me awake.
At least for one.
The first time.
So what about you, Cisco? So I guess overall rating from 1 to 5, 5
1
being
to
the
5.
best.
I'd want to go for 4.5, but if we had to say between 4 or 5, I probably would give it a 5.
I would give it a 5. I think for fans, fans would maybe give it a 4. I think people that are not too familiar may give it a 5, but that's just me.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the other way.
No, because kind of going with what you were saying, Jonah, like I think my niece and nephew had the same questions because they didn't watch the previous Spider-Man movie. So I think people that don't follow it as strictly, I think they would get over that and they'll give this a 5. People that kind of maybe watch a little bit more of the movies or maybe a little bit more into like the comics or other movies or the MCU, I think they may have trouble. They may have trouble specifically with the part of how everything came about. So spoiler warning, we're going to be talking a lot of spoilers about Spider-Man after this. The whole thing of how Doctor Strange started this whole spell was a little out there for me. Like it's basically them bitching about getting into college, right? And not getting into college. And here comes Tom Holland be like, hey dude, like, can you figure out a spell to fix it?
All right. Well, he feels like guilty. He messed it up for his friend. This is more for like his friends.
Even then, right? You're basically asking you're asking basically the whole world to change for your friends.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's a bit of a stretch
because
for somebody that is smart and he's a superhero, has saved the world.
Yeah, just from the context that I have and what I know of him just by watching, limited movies, just the movies, it seems like he's very, for lack of a better word, like mature, I guess. And, I know, in his movies, he's, at the beginning, he's struggling as he's finding himself and all that shit and finding, controlling his powers and all that stuff.
Yeah, but at this point, he's more mature.
He's more mature.
Mm-hmm.
And for him to just willy-nilly do like a crazy spell or whatever, I was like, really?
Yeah.
And he was convinced rather quickly. Yeah, he's got guilt or whatever, but still, it's fucking Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of weird, but whatever.
For a character that where his famous line is with great power comes great responsibility. You guys feel like Doctor Strange just being irresponsible?
Yeah,
or just abusing his power.
Kind of, yeah. He is.
I think it's not even forgettable. I think it's a two thing, right? The whole thing. I mean, I know they kind of fit those jokes, but he goes wait, you haven't even reached out to them to ask to reconsider.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think they could have done something else to tie that spell in to make the whole everybody forgetting his name happen. I feel like they didn't need to tie it to the whole college thing. I felt like that was kind of almost like an afterthought. They knew where they wanted to go. They just didn't know how to put two and two together.
Or the comics, everybody knows his identity, his family, his friends are going to be in danger.
Right.
They could have gone that direction.
And that's exactly what I was thinking. Maybe they throw a rock at them I guess technically they did. They threw a brick and then Daredevil.
As you're, talking about this, it's kind of it's making me think that
you want to watch it for a third time.
No, I'm fine with I think I got it now. But something that I thought it was funny. Again, the movie itself is good. I had fun. It's cool. It's a cool movie.
Oh yeah, we should say it is a good movie.
But I did also feel. It was the whole movie, what they do, the funniness or the situation of Doctor Strange being oh sure, whatever, just agreeing to doing what he did, and with the the villains coming in and then Spider-Man saying no, I want to help him, whatever, I don't want to kill him or whatever. It felt like a fun episode of a Spider-Man cartoon. It didn't feel like the plot of a movie. For example, and I'm just gonna throw out, just again a movie like Endgame, for example. When you're watching that movie, it's oh shit, this is kind of you can tell it's serious.
Yeah,
what's going on? It's a serious matter.
Yeah,
and you know what I mean.
Should be for that reason. It should be serious,
and for that reason, it's a freaking movie. It's a plot that's beyond. And this Spider-Man movie felt as if you were watching the cartoon.
Yeah,
and it was just a fun episode where this happens, and it's oh cool, it was the episode where the 3 Spider-Man showed up and cool, and then the next episode is something else back to normal.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just felt like the plot wasn't thick enough or serious enough for it to be a movie.
Yeah, and this is where I feel like every time we talk about Marvel or superheroes is the whole Disney formula. My little Disney rant, where I always feel on those moments of serious, they should keep it serious. There's definitely times where you can fit jokes, but if you're about to enchant the world.
Yeah, some serious stuff.
Serious stuff. It's okay. But, make fun. It's just.
Yeah.
I think I'm fine with the jokes because that's like I said, that's a formula that they use. But even in more serious plots of other Marvel movies, they also have jokes. But it's just the plot.
Yeah,
the plot has to be serious. If it's serious, then it's serious.
A normal movie would have been like the easiest thing is to put them away, but I did like that they focused on rehabilitating some of the villains versus just getting rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's something that I'm trying to think if I've seen a movie where they actually try to do that, like rehab somebody instead of just basically sending them to
Locking
jail.
them away or something.
Yeah. I can't think of one, but
I just thought like they were just gonna go at it like without just watching the trailers and not having a whole lot of context.
Right.
When they said like, oh, we're gonna rehab them, I was like, okay, like
a different movie.
yeah, I just thought like I was like, oh shit, a bunch of villains in the movie.
Yeah.
I just thought like the plot was gonna be like, I don't know, like something completely different.
Yeah.
That they were just gonna like completely different than what it was, not completely different from what every other movie is, which is just you know the heroes versus the villains just beating the shit out of each other, which that's what I thought it was gonna be, which they do, but
not enough.
But the goal is something different, is to actually help the villains instead of just like beating the crap out of them. Yeah. So I just thought it was just gonna be like mayhem, like going through the city, like Spider-Man going there, and then all of a sudden,
yeah, I did expect a little more from like that, like you're saying, because it was kind of quick. I think I'm trying to remember. I think the most time basically was spent with Dr. Octopus. Like fight scene wise, I want to say, and then after that, the Green Goblin. Honestly, the fight itself was kind of quick. The first fight,
mm-hmm.
I don't.
There's only like 2 fight scenes, right? Like when they're at the building where Aunt May dies,
the apartment,
and then
spoiler.
Already put the spoiler.
And then the other one at the Statue of Liberty, and that's it.
The back and forth in action really happens at the end when all the Spider-Mans are together. Yeah. I think that's where they pack the action, which
saves it for there.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, and that's why in my mind it feels like just like an episode of the cartoon series or whatever, or I don't know, like
this should have been a Disney Plus series for Spider-Man.
Yeah, like I said, maybe. Yeah, if there was like a series of like a animated series of Spider-Man, this would have been just like one more episode.
Maybe, I do think the reason why they did the movies because they wanted to nuke Spider-Man a little bit. It had already kind of gone a little bit overpowered with with all the suits, and then being Iron Man involved and Avengers. So this kind of sets Spider-Man back to like
a friendly
neighborhood Spider-Man. So they had to do something. So I think that's why they did it in the movie, and they just like let's put it. Mm-hmm. And this kind of brings the whole multiverse into play, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of see it. I guess I am a bit with you, where maybe I could have seen more action, enemy pack stuff and scenes. I think that would have been good. It was was it 2 hours and a half? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a lengthy movie, but
yeah.
I mean, okay. So I mean, that's you and me though. But let's ask the real expert. Comic expert. He's not here. He's not here. But so what did you think?
Oh, man.
Because I have a lot of things that I can pick on, but I want to see what you have.
Yeah, it has its its plot holes and stuff like that. I just enjoyed it overall.
I did like the fan service as far as they joke about Tobey Maguire and how he produces his spider webs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like they're like, and how does that from where does that come? And he's like, like from my wrist, and he's like, is that the only part? Yeah. I thought that was hilarious. And then the Andrew Garfield, the fact that they touched back on how he was affected by the loss of his significant other, basically, and that save of MJ at the end, dude. Like, I think even my wife and I were like about to tear. We're like, oh god, like.
For me, that part was the saddest part of the movie.
It was the saddest part.
No offense to the Aunt May scene, but
yeah. Well, I think everybody was. I kind of felt that it had to happen because I was like, I can't remember if she has said that to him. The whole with great power comes great responsibility, and that's like the one thing that always happens with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw like some memes or some people were saying like those are like curse words.
Yeah,
you say that,
Beetlejuice.
That is true.
Yeah.
Didn't you say you had a complaint that Miles Morales didn't come up?
Yeah, well, the complaint was that they gave hints of potentially Miles Morales coming out, or I guess I would have liked to seen Miles Morales come out, even if it was something like an Easter egg. Like maybe on TV you see like the Miles Morales from the a cartoon or something, or something like that, kind of hinting that Miles Morales is definitely going to be a thing, because they have mentioned Miles already on, I don't know if it was this movie or maybe it was the previous movie.
The first one.
And then they put a little bit of the video game from the Miles Morales into the movie, so they keep throwing all these hints. The Feast trucks, so now you know that it's definitely part of the same universe.
It was in the Spider-Man game too. I don't know if it's in comics also. It might be from the comics.
Feast is
also.
in the comics.
Yeah. In the Spider-Man game, Aunt May is working for the Feast.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So,
yeah.
I mean, I guess that's the overlap. There's like a lot of overlap of what's happening.
Yeah.
And
I think the main thing is that in the first one, you see his uncle Aaron.
Oh, that's
talking to him on the cell phone.
That's right. Yeah.
Like, sorry, Miles, I'm not gonna be able to make it.
Yeah.
And then, so they haven't shown Miles Morales in live action before, so I think they want to do it right, show his origin.
Yeah.
You wanted a little bit something more solid, because I think doesn't Electro make like a reference to that, like in this movie? Like, he just makes a mention when he said like, maybe there's like a black Spider-Man somewhere or like or whatever. Which he's obviously doing a hint to that, but wink, wink. But you were looking for something more solid,
maybe something in like the after credits or
credits. Like, okay, we're gonna jump a little bit, but the whole Venom thing for me,
that was disappointing. Yeah,
you should have thrown like a Miles Morales.
Oh, you gotta wait, man. Like the next Spider-Man movie that's coming up.
No,
be patient.
Next 3 or 4, I should say, probably.
I think I was talking to your wife about this at the end of the scene, right, where basically Tobey Maguire gets stabbed by Green Goblin, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping for him to actually die.
Oh.
Because he's likely not going to make another movie.
Toby?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Don't say that, man.
Let's be honest. I mean, the chances are, and if he does, I doubt it's going to be like a main role. Not saying that he's a bad actor. I'm just saying like his era Spider-Man kind of passed already.
Oh.
So I was hoping for him to die. And then they could somehow tie that into the Miles Morales series, right? With Spider-Man dying, you have Miles Morales taking over, and Andrew Garfield could be the Spider-Man that comes from the multiverse to kind of walk him through.
So redo Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, except Into the Spider-Verse, they had
more characters,
and it was a cartoon. So, I just thought that they kind of missed their chance at doing something like that, because you can tell Tobey Maguire is basically fine. Like, he didn't die.
Mm-hmm.
And, they could have used that. But, I mean, that like I said, that's getting picky, though, right? Because it's like whatever.
Yeah. Did you ever watch it Into the Spider-Verse?
No. Short answer is no. But I've seen a little bit. I want to say, I think I fell asleep.
So if you want Jona to fall asleep, put some Spider-Man movie.
Give him a drink.
And a drink. Or what do you think? Because actually the comic, I think the comic, that's basically how it does.
The
Miles Morales.
comment?
Yeah. Spider-Man dies. You have Miles Morales there. And basically another Spider-Man comes. Actually, well, this is not in the origins of Miles Morales, but I think another Spider-Man comes ultimately from a different multiverse. And then Miles Morales is already working for S.H.I.E.L.D. We have a friend that he's super into comics, and he destroyed us last time, I think, when we were talking about a lot of the comics, because we're like, no, that's not how it is. That's not how it is. But anyway.
We should have brought this up.
Yeah, you guys should have called me. Well, we didn't again, sorry. But yeah, I think it's getting nitpicky. Okay, what are your expectations now?
They pretty much go anywhere since they reset them. I think they're going to go into the Miles Morales. And then Tom Holland, like they were saying that this was his last movie, but then they announced they're going to do like at least another one with him. So I think they're going to try like pass the torch.
Oh man, I really liked him for Spider-Man. Yes, Uncharted now.
And Miles Morales is going to be that kid from Cobra Kai. That kid.
Wait, are you joking?
Have you guys seen the new?
No, but
the new
Season?
like season or whatever.
Oh no, I still.
Then watch it and then you'll see.
Are you talking about who? Now I'm curious. Is it a new character or new?
Yes, it's a new character.
Okay,
in the
then,
new- in the new-
let's not
in
talk
the
about it.
new
Let's not talk about it.
season.
I was trying to see. I was like, who could it be? But
Yeah.
I didn't see anybody.
The fourth season, I think. The newest
The new
one.
season.
Whatever.
what did you think of the new season, by the way?
I'm not done yet.
So far,
Yeah, I think I'm like 3 episodes away from finishing it. Yep, it's cool.
yeah,
Sure. I mean,
it's Cobra Kai.
It's Cobra Kai. Yeah. Like,
Yeah. It's good. It's a good fan service. I have been liking this. I mean,
it's entertaining.
It
for
is
sure.
entertaining.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's like the whole. I mean, it's fun for the whole family. Let me put it
Yeah.
that way. I mean, you can't. I mean, karate gangs. Come on, but like,
What's the name of the
fun.
guy? The guy
It's
that
fun.
kind of spikes his hair, a hawk.
yeah.
He goes like, "Ah," like, that. Like a little eagle sound. Like, dude, that's like so like 90s or 80s kind of movie. My cousin binged the whole thing in like a weekend. So
like the 4th season or
Yeah.
the 4 season.
no, the
Yeah.
4th season.
Oh,
And they're like half-hour episodes, right? So it's a little bit easier.
yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's not too.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Okay, my expectations for Spider-Man is basically it's gonna be Spider-Man in college. Like that's gonna be his thing.
Isn't there like a Spider-Man college thing?
Oh, you mean no? You mean with the Tom Holland's? Spider-Man?
Or like
Or just-
some sort of like
Yeah, the
I
Andrew
wanna say
Garfield
I've
ones. He was in college, but they
Oh.
they rarely like showed him classes and stuff.
Basically, Tobey Maguire too, right? Because that's where
Yeah.
he's helping.
Did I say the wrong? Yeah.
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, okay. It is kind of funny how they tied the whole college thing, you know, and because it is like a thing that is almost in the news now, or like college admissions are super hard and kids get devastated and all that stuff. We had an episode on
Yeah.
this on like
they should have called that guy from the college.
yeah,
I'm sure he'll get him in.
all you need is money. MIT. Didn't you get accepted to MIT?
No, I got into Harvard.
Oh,
Not
I'm
MIT.
sorry.
Yeah.
No.
It was Harvard, Stanford, and then it's DSE,
Yeah,
right? Yes.
exactly. So Harvard was my backup school, like I said in the video.
He's joking.
Oh,
Cisco's
You had me here.
You haven't heard the original episodes, I think. You should watch that episode. That was a funny one. Maybe we should call it a wrap. I think we covered enough. We're gonna
Yeah.
we're
like no college at all.
man, yeah. If we get into college, that's gonna be a whole different topic.
Yeah.
But it was a good movie. Definitely watch Spider-Man. Make sure you check it out. I would recommend watching some of the old movies because I think you'll enjoy watching some of those before. Anything else that you would recommend before the movie?
I just recommend Into the Spider-Verse, just in general.
Jona, you would probably recommend to order your food ahead of time and
Yeah.
make sure you get a good nap before going to the movie.
And bring a
Totally.
blanket to the movies.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. All right, guys. Well, hope you enjoyed the episode. You know, tune in for next time. Every week we have an episode, so check us out.
Thank you. And don't forget to like and subscribe.